Okay, so welcome back to another video on this 5-day series. This video is 10th, or so the questions that we're discussing is the 10th of Jan, and this is grade 8, grade 9. First question says 2 to the power of y is 1 over 8, find y. So obviously we've got to change this, or the fraction 1 over 8 as a power of y. Now the first thing that we can do is 1 over 8 is 1 over 2 to the power of 3, and 1 over 2 to the power of 3, because 2 to the power of 3 is in the denominator, we could write that as 2 to the power of minus 3. So 2 to the power of y is in fact 2 to the power of minus 3, which means y is equal to minus 3. Next one, show that the equation can be written in this form. So a couple of things that we do notice is there is no more x squares. There is only a x, and there is a 1 over x term. So straight away, because there is no x squared term, the first thing I might do is I might try to divide all the terms with the x, so that I know that I don't need an x square anymore. So divide x, divide x, divide x, and that leaves me with x squared over x, that gives me x, minus 4 over x, that gives me minus 4, and then 1 over x, that just becomes 1 over x. And now all I have to do is a bit of transformation. So 0 over x also becomes 0, so we don't have to worry about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to push him over to the other side, push him also over to the other side, so that becomes x. Negative 4, when you kick it away to the other side, becomes plus 4, plus 1 over x, when you kick it to the other side, becomes minus 1 over x. So you've now got x equals 4 minus 1 over x. Next part is an iteration question. So if this comes up in your GCSE, this could be part A, this might be part B, and part C, or something like that. So starting with x0 equals 3, we have to use this iteration formula twice to find an estimate for the solution of this equation. So the technique that I tend to use is, whatever is your x0 number, you go to your calculator. So let me see if I can find the calculator. So whatever is your x0 number, press that on the calculator, press the equals button. Okay, the reason why we're doing that is we're going to store that x0 button. By doing so, you're going to store that value, number 3, as answer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy that formula, or the expression that is given to us in the question, and the change that you're going to make is, in place of xn, you're going to use your answer button from your calculator. So on my calculator, what we're going to plug in is 4 minus 1 over the answer button. Okay, so you look at your expression, and in place of your xn, you're going to replace that with an answer button. So let's go to our calculator. We're going to do 4. So let's get 4 minus fraction button 1 over answer button. Once you've got this ready, press the equals button and you get your first answer, and your first answer would be your x1. So 11 over 3 would be x1. Now it says use this twice, so I'm going to find one more value. So I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is just press the equals button once more. There you go. I get the next value, which is 41 over 11. So let's write that down. 41 over 11. Now let's say you wanted to get this in your decimals. So you click on format, change that to decimal, and then there you go. You can get your answer to 3 significant figures, 2 decimal places, whichever is the question asking you to do. So all you have to do is go to your first x0 value, type that in, press the equals button, that will store this value in the answer key. Once that you do that, replace the xn with the answer button, plug in that expression, all you have to do is just keep pressing the equals button, and then you'll be done. Sorted. Next one we have is a vectors question. And it says we've got to express the vectors in terms of x and y. Now, clearly it says what are the vectors. So I'm just going to write the vectors. I need the vector bm. I need the vector mc. And I also need the vector am. So I need 3 vectors. Okay. So the first thing that we know is, I also need the vector bc. Okay. So the first thing that we know is bm is 4/5 of bc. So I know this is 4/5, and this little tiny part here, that is 1/5 of the full vector. So if I want to find bm, I should know what is bc, because I know bm is 4/5 of bc. But I don't know what is bc. So first let's find what is bc. So if I have to find bc, I have to go from b towards c. And in vectors, we always tend to go around. So we're going to go around from b towards c. So that would be going around from b towards c. Now, all you've got to remember is, because you are going in the opposite direction, we know y is going up and I am going down. So I am collecting a negative y on my way. X is going up. I am also going up. So if you're traveling in the same direction as the vector, you're collecting the positive variable. If you're traveling in the opposite direction, you're collecting a negative variable. So this is negative x, positive y. Just to make it neat according to the English alphabet, we're going to write x minus y. That means now I know what is bm. Bm would be 4/5 of x minus y. And if I distribute the coefficient inside, that would be, or if I can think of this as like something like expanding the brackets, so that's 4/5x minus 4/5y. That's it, you're done. So if you know bm, mc is 1/5 of bc, so that means we're doing 1/5 of x minus 1/5 of y. The last one, which should take us a bit more of steps, is finding am. So first let's draw am. Am would be going from a to m. And you need to remember we are going around. So I am going around from a to m. So you can either go in the clockwise direction, or you can also go in the anti-clockwise direction. Both of them would give you the same answer. So I am going to pick, okay, maybe I'll show you both the ways, just to make sure that I'm getting the same answer. So if I'm going in the clockwise direction, if I'm going in the anti-clockwise direction, I am going up here, so I'm collecting a positive x. Now I know MC. MC is going down, but I need to go up. So I've got the value of MC. MC is 1/5x minus 1/5y. Because I am going in the opposite direction, I need to get the negatives of these. So if I multiply everything with a -1, I would then get the vector that is going up, which is, I shouldn't be confusing this with an arrow. So the vector that is going up would be negative 1/5x plus 1/5y. So the vector MC was going down, which we found earlier. Now I'm finding CM because I'm going in the opposite direction from C to M, which is a negative of that. So let's find AM now. So AM would mean I've collected a full X, then I've collected a negative 1/5 of X, and I've also collected a positive 1/5 of y. So if you ask yourself, think of this as 1x. So what's 1x take away 1/5? That will be 4/5. So I've got 4/5 x plus 1/5 y. That is the answer for AM when you travel in the anti-clockwise direction. Let's do this in the clockwise direction now. So if I'm doing this in the clockwise direction, I am traveling upwards, so I do collect a full y. And I know what is BM. BM is 4/5 x minus y. So if I do that, that would be a full y, add that to 4/5 x minus 4/5 y. So that would give me a y. So that's 1 full y, take away 4/5 y. So that should be 1/5 y. And nothing has happened to the 4/5 x here. So that would be 4/5 x plus 1/5 y, which is exactly the same answer that we got there. So that's the 5 questions for the day, and I'll see you in another video.